Kristi, great to have you join us. Although I must say you're more elusive than Bigfoot.
I don't know about that.
On the field, obviously.
Well, I guess it's a compliment. I'll take it.
You have to. I mean, I'm being a commentator, you know? So now listen, you're one of our famous Free Jack ambassadors. You're even wearing the glorious gear we have right now. Give our viewers a little bit of background as to your New England roots.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I spent my whole life in New England. The only reason I ever would have left is to be doing exactly what I'm doing right now, chasing down the Olympic dream. But if you asked me, 3 years ago, if I had any plans on leaving New England, I would say absolutely not. I love it here. So yeah, I grew up in Franklin, Massachusetts. I played just about every single sport I could get my hands on. And then I eventually narrowed in on soccer for college, but decided to stay in New England. So I went out to Western Mass to play soccer at Williams College. I played 4 years of soccer there. And then when I graduated, I moved to Boston. And, within 6 months, I had found the incredible rugby community that exists there and played a year and a half of rugby out there. And then, got the opportunity of a lifetime. So yeah, I mean, my whole life it's been spent in New England pretty much.
And what was that first team you played when you started rugby? Who was it with?
Boston Women's Rugby Club.
Shout out to them for getting you out there somehow, and we're all very thankful.
Shout out to them, and shout out to Northeast Academy as well. Two squads I played with before I got out here.
They do fine work, don't they? I laughed the other day. You were in Boston recently and you were shoveling snow to make a track so you could train for the Olympic Games in the conditions. That's absolutely mental.
Yes, it was a very real reminder of training centers out in San Diego, year-round sunshine as opposed to being in New England. But it was one of those moments where they'd given us an option for a treadmill and I was just like, absolutely not. I'm going to, do it the New England way, shovel the field and get after it.
Oh, it was so great. And it's good. A good workout too, of course, upper body and then some of your sprinting. And then, of course, speaking about Tokyo 2021, how is the prep going with the US women's side?
I mean, I think it's going really well. I think, throughout this whole thing, we're really thankful just that we have the opportunity to be training in this COVID world. I think something we've learned a lot of is it's all about how you look at it. And so obviously, the Olympic postponement was a disappointment, but we got another year to get better. And, when we started training, which I guess is 7 months ago now, so it feels like the longest preseason of all time, but when we started, we were in just small groups and, we got the opportunity to really work on some of those micro skills, passing, our handling, our contact skills, 3v3s, 1v1s, just that type of stuff. And I think now that we've been able to play together as a full squad, you can really see the emphasis on that really paying dividends in our ability to play in a more dynamic, fast, exciting way. So I think, it's all about how you look at it. I think we're on a really great track, but we're definitely excited to get to play some other competition again. So I'd say that's been the hardest part, but we're making the most of it.
Yeah, I was going to say, having that mindset is so important, obviously. And it is tricky because, rugby is such a physical sport and you want to test yourself. And again, without having the stops in the Sevens World Series as a kind of warm-up, it's very tough, So listen, I did a bit of background and I wanted to give the viewers some of this insight as well. So since 2017 on the Women's World Rugby 7 Series, only 4 countries have won tournaments along the way. That gives a kind of a reminder of which 4 sides, have the mental strength to go the distance as well. Those 4 countries are New Zealand, Canada, Australia, and of course, USA. So how do you feel looking back at that time period the US Eagles have developed since the last Olympic cycle?
Yeah, wow. I didn't actually know that. That's a pretty crazy fact. No, but I mean, so I wasn't around for the last full cycle. I've only been around for the last, I guess, 2 years now. No, I think one of the biggest things is just we focused a lot on our team culture and just really, we have a consistent squad of 20 people training with us. We have a consistent staff and just really focusing on creating a good environment, an environment where we can really push each other, where we can really demand more from each other. But we know it's all coming from a safe place, a comfortable place. And so we put a lot of emphasis into that and just really, creating a family. And I think it's paid off so much in, how much you've seen us accomplish in the last 2 years. So I'm really proud of that. Yeah. And I just think, from a rugby perspective, I think, the USA is kind of the sleeping giant and you're just getting ready to kind of take on the world. And we're really excited about it.
And you're right. In recent times, remarkable to see back-to-back victories at the end of the previous season, and then, of course, in Glendale at home, it just showcasing what you could do. And you were certainly one of those players that came out of the gates and smashing people. So now let's go to something off the topic of rugby, something completely different, if you will. If you could invite three famous people, they could be alive or they may have passed, who would crack the nod to join you for dinner and some champagne?
Yeah, so this is a tough one because you can go a lot of different ways with this. You could go with like your favorite sports heroes. You could go with inspirational people. But when I was thinking about it, I was like, no, like I want to invite the funniest people that I can think of, because I just kind of want to sit back and watch them just like kind of be entertaining. So my three were Will Ferrell, because I absolutely love his like genre of comedy. Steve Carell, because I'm a huge Office fan. And then Melissa McCarthy, because I just think she's one of the funniest people on the planet. So I think it'd be really exciting to just kind of, invite them all to dinner and just kind of watch them do their thing and just kind of get to be entertained by it all. I think it'd be a really good time.
That's a top group. Those are some good selections as well. A huge fan of all three of those. I like it. It lightens the mood a bit, kind of takes away from what's currently going on in the world. That's brilliant. Okay, so now the next one is there a fact that not many people know about you?
This is a tough one. I'd say probably the biggest one is that I'm like secretly a huge Harry Potter nerd. So, it's something I just like grew up in that generation and I just absolutely loved it. And actually when the world shut down and quarantine started like way back last spring, I actually finally bought like the Lego Hogwarts castle and spent like 2 weeks, like 20 plus hours of building it. So, and that was like a dream come true. So
no way. Okay, well, I'm definitely going to use that in the commentary booth because that's some really cool inside stats.
Yeah, a little bit of a nerd at heart,
No, we love it. That's so great. Okay, now get into the Free Jacks. Who's your favorite Free Jacks player?
I don't know that I have a favorite right now, but I can give you who I'm most excited to watch.
Yes, that's fine. That works.
Okay, so I'm most excited to watch Bowden Waka this year, because if he plays anything like his sister, he's going to be an absolute menace to defend. So I think that'll be really exciting, and he's gonna be a really great asset for the Free Jacks to have.
You're so right. He really is. He doesn't smile though like the smiling assassin when he scores or sets up tries, which he needs to work on. But his skill set, unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, from personal experience, she's incredibly hard to defend. So if he's anything like her, it's gonna be great for the Free Jacks.
And now the final question: who's going to win the 2021 Major League Rugby season?
I think it's a pretty obvious answer. We know the Free Jacks are going to take this one home.
As they say here, let's ride.
Let's ride.
Listen, thanks so much for joining us. You can always bet on Kristi Kirshe, sleek sensation. Thanks so much for taking out of your time out of your Olympic schedule and joining us. We look forward to cheering you on and winning gold for us.
Absolutely. Thank you.